What's up everybody, this is Vanquish X and today I'm bringing you guys my review of Power Rangers, which like many of you out there, I grew up in this show in front of the TV, seeing these teenagers shout dinosaur names, get suits of armour and fight monsters, and then fight an even bigger monster in a giant robot. As a kid, that was just unbelievable and mind-blowing. You're just going, what is this magicalness? But now, when you look back on it, you can see how cheesy it was, how overly acted it was, how cheap and badly put together the show was, but it still holds a special place in your heart, and I can still watch the show and enjoy myself and just let myself fall into the 90s cheese that you got, because damn is the show filled with that. So when this film got announced, I was excited for it. I was like, cool, we're going to re-energise the Power Rangers franchise, bring it to a new generation, maybe darken it up a little bit, make it a bit more serious, and just make it a bit more of a cool thing to see. And I was still sometimes nervous about it, thinking they're going to make it too dark, get rid of the essence of the show. But after seeing the movie, I was pleasantly surprised with it, and I was really happy with the result of this film. And I think they've actually made a good or decent Power Rangers movie, which is really weird to say. It's just, I don't get how they did that. So the story of Power Rangers is that a group of teenagers that are in the same place at the right time find out that they have been chosen to be in the Power Rangers, a group of heroes that has been put together to stop a threat from Rita Repulsa that will destroy the world, basically. And the thing this film did brilliantly for me was the way it handled the group and actually made them feel like real teenagers with issues and problems and things that have happened to them that has maybe made them lock themselves off from people, be a bit more antisocial, not talk much to their family, or just be weirder than everybody else because something's happened or have just messed everything up for themselves. And that really changed the way I felt about these characters and made them feel like actual people, which I think just changed everything and made you care about them, get involved in what's wrong with them, what they've been doing, and seeing them break down their barriers slowly throughout the film and get closer as a group, become friends, and eventually become this group of heroes, the Power Rangers, which you don't see them as in their suits much, maybe Power Rangers for maybe 20 to 30 minutes in the film, right at the end, so there's this big development stage for maybe an hour and a half, close to 2 hours of them becoming closer as a group and becoming friends. And I think that really helped the movie when they did become the Power Rangers, because you're heavily involved with them, you like the characters, you're rooting for what they're doing, and you're just really connected to them. And that just really helped this movie along and made you care about the film more, and the fact when they do become Power Rangers, you care a shit ton and kind of jump around because you're happy that they've finally done it and that they're a group now, and it just really made you like all of them. It's actually really well acted by these actors. I thought they would be bad or a bit cringy because I've not been in much, I haven't seen them in anything, but they really surprised me and actually played their characters really well, and I look forward to seeing them in more and to see when they take these characters in the future of this franchise. They became real teenagers and it really just helped you care about them. I loved that they took that route in this film, and I really liked the tone they went for as well, and they modernised it and darkened it up a bit, but I didn't lose the essence of the show and what the show actually felt like and what it meant to a lot of people. Yeah, it's still in there, but they made it a bit more serious and darker, and yeah, let them do a lot more out there themes. Like sometimes it is really dark and scary out there, especially when the villain, yeah, the tone really helped the villain be a bit more freakier. Rita Repulsa, played by Elizabeth Banks, who plays her really well. The tone really helped them do a lot of messed up shit with her and let her be a lot darker and actually feel like a witch from an old fairy tale that little kids would be scared of, and the tone really helped that. And I think it'll bring a lot more people in who wanted a bit more seriousness, who don't like the cheese of the show, who can get a bit more of a serious theme going on. I really like that they chose that. And again, the villain was good. Elizabeth Banks plays Rita Repulsa brilliantly. She's actually freaky as fuck sometimes. I was sitting there going, wait, there's like 6 to 8 year olds in the cinema. What are they thinking right now? Because she goes through a bunch of looks, but at the start she's a freaky, dark, kind of scary witch character like Blair Witch and all that, killing people and doing a lot of messed up shit to eventually get to her green armour and fight the Power Rangers, and the tone helps that along. But sometimes she did feel a bit weird and out of place and a bit too wacky for the world they're building and feel more like the TV show, and I think sometimes it hurt the performance because you're in a more serious, darker Power Rangers world with them dealing with being Power Rangers and all that, and then the villain's a bit more wacky and out there, a bit more cheesy like the show, and I think that sometimes it's made her feel a bit weak as a villain. But she does a good job overall and does actually feel like a good villain from the Power Rangers in the first place to be in the first movie. Because you can't have Power Rangers without Rita being in it in the first place. So she did a good job in there, but I feel like she was a bit wacky and out there, didn't fit all the time. It felt like she was just in there to make the scenery explode and get chomped up by the big monster behind her. But she does play her greatly, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other villains to bring into the series in other films. And then it gets to Bryan Cranston as Zordon, who does such a good job. His voice is so demanding. When you hear that voice, you're like, boom, yep, you're Zordon, tell me what to do, I'll fight, I'll space switch for you, because his voice just really sells this kind of ancient kind of warrior type guy who just wants them to do well and save the planet, and he brings a more seriousness and sometimes dickish nature to the character, but you can just feel him being scared for what's going to happen and worried that his team won't come together and stop Rita and protect a thing he's been trying to protect for thousands of years, and his voice really sold that and adds a bit more of a human nature to him instead of him just being a blob in a tube going, "Pitch me teenagers," and really bad mouth animation. He just did a really good job, and it brings it full circle because Bryan Cranston voiced villains in the original show. Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, is named after him, and now he's Zordon, the guy who commands this group. That was just such a great thing to see. His voice is perfect for that. And then you have Bill Hader as Alpha 5, who is just the perfect choice. I don't think they could have got anybody better for this version of Alpha 5. He just sounds great. He brings a lot of funny elements to it. His back and forth with Zordon with Bryan Cranston is amazing, and how he reacts to the teenagers and kind of helps train them, and he's a bit sarcastic, sassy, brings a lot of jokes to it when it's just him talking normally. It's just such a good voice, and I think those two together are perfect casting choices to voice these legendary characters from the show, and it just does such a good job there. I'm glad they went for Bryan Cranston. His voice is just so good, and Bill Hader just hits back and forth over him perfectly. And when they eventually get to the Power Rangers stuff, to get the suits, the Zords and the Megazord, holy crap, they just hit it up another notch, and you feel like a kid again. Me and my friend Liam, who saw it the first time with me, I've seen this twice before in the review, got all giddy and started jumping about, and when we seen that and saw it start, and we were like, and just got really, really excited because it's just such a cool thing to see. The suits look great. I love the design in it with like the scale nature to it. It makes it feel like of actual dinosaur power within them. It just looked really great in motion because the pictures really undersold that. Everything in this movie that looked bad or iffy in pictures looked great in actual motion. Like Alpha 5, his design was a bit iffy. He looks great when he's moving, and then the suits looked a bit iffy to people, but when they're actually moving and jumping around and kicking putties apart and just fighting as a team, it looks amazing. And then they've got the Zords as well, which work perfectly for this film. I thought they looked a bit iffy when the mechanical nature looked a bit more alien, but it works perfectly with the world they're building and just what they're going for, and actually made them feel like powerful robotic dinosaurs with tons of firepower, and they look great as well. And then they get the Megazord, which is such a cool moment when you turn into that big giant robot and start punching the shit out of Goldar. It was just such a cool thing to see and brought back a lot of childhood memories of seeing that robot come together for the first time and make a monster explode. It's just such a good feeling there. You just get so giddy if you're a fan of the show, and the CGI for it all looked great. The animations were amazing. Sometimes there were slip-ups, like Goldar looked fake a few times. Sometimes it was obvious that he was CGI. Sometimes the Zords maybe failed a little bit and just didn't look as real as they wanted them to, but overall it looks great, and the animations were really, really well done. The film does have its problems. Sometimes the pacing's a bit weird. Sometimes you're like, okay, you could have wrapped that up maybe 5 minutes ago, and I think maybe if they turned it into Power Rangers more than once, even though I liked the development part of it, I liked that they stuck with the characters for so long, made you care about them, but I feel like it would have moved it along at a quicker pace and kept things going and be a bit more entertaining to maybe non-fans, because I think maybe they could have had them get the suits, maybe fight Rita and get their asses beat. Zordon could have took the suits back and said, you know, you're not ready, you're not worthy yet, and then they could keep training and keep coming closer as a team and then get them again and fight Rita and Goldar and just feel, you know, a bit better because you've seen them already. But the build-up does help that, but I feel like that did harm the pacing as well, is because it's just them getting developed for so long. Not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes you could feel like it was a bit slow and just needed an extra something to go about. And again, the villain sometimes felt a bit iffy and a bit out of place. Felt like she was just plopped in there from the show because she's kind of wacky and more weird and cheesy than the other parts of the movie and the world they're building. Sometimes just felt like she was there to make the scenery explode and get blown up and broken and all this stuff. But I did still really enjoy it. It's not the best movie, it's not the perfect movie, it's not like the best film of the year or anything, but it's a good or decent Power Rangers movie, and they did a good job in this, and I can't wait to see what they do in the rest of the series and how they build off in this, because you can see them in the suits way more often now since they've done the build-up, they've done everything, and they can do a Power Ranger action a ton of times in the sequel. If it gets it, please get it. I had a really good time with this. If you haven't seen it and you're a Power Rangers fan, go see it, you'll love it. If you're not a Power Rangers fan, go see it anyway, you may like it. My friend Mr. Martash, who despises the show, I tried to show him it, he just couldn't get into it, it's too cheesy and weird for him. But he actually enjoyed the movie. He didn't love it like I did, but he still liked it, so it just shows it might have something for everybody. So for all of this, I'm going to give Power Rangers a Gita Bash on the verge of equality, like a Gita Bash and a half if you will. It's not the greatest of films, but still fun and a good Power Rangers movie, and if you're a fan of the show, you'll love this film. Even if you're not, you'll like the film. It builds the characters up brilliantly, makes them feel like actual people. Zordon and Alpha 5 are great, and you get the Power Rangers stuff. It is amazing to see, makes you feel like a kid again and get all giddy. It was just a really, really good time. So yeah, I'm going to give Power Rangers a bash towards the quality. But yeah, I would say go see it. And I'm going to leave this review here, guys. If you like the review, rock it in the like button. Leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on the Power Rangers movie if you've seen it. If you like what they did with the story, the characters, the Power Ranger stuff, the villains, Zordon, all that stuff, and where you think they could take the series in the future. And also, don't forget to subscribe, as it does really, really help me out, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. I love you guys, and stay tuned for the next video.